What is up, my people? Welcome back to the weekly scraps. We got a fun episode for you guys, and soon, hopefully, we'll have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Merab the Machine Davalishvili, in studio. Of course, we're neighbors, so it's not a very hard thing to do. Um, but yeah, what's up, Jake?
That would be epic. What up, gang? Just back from Miami.
Okay, back
Want,
from the dark
want,
side.
wanted to lock in, talk about Merab. Big news.
Big
How's
news.
he looking?
I actually have not seen him in the last 5 days. Actually, yeah, 5 days. It's weird.
Okay,
You go
okay.
like 5 days, it almost feels like an eternity. Like, damn, bro, I ain't see you forever. Let's catch up. But I'll probably see him
Yeah,
later this
word.
week. I'm cornering Ode. Ode's fighting at the Apex, so I'll be cornering him. I don't think Marab has anyone that's fighting on the card, but he might be in the building, and we'll
This is
probably
the
get some
Apex
training.
or?
Apex, yeah.
Okay, nice.
I'm excited to check
Yeah,
out
oh,
like the
sick.
new setup with the whole thing because I know they built it out and made it a little bit bigger. I was there for the tough fights, but um, quiet crowd, limited chairs, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they actually set it up for fights now.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know they did that.
Oh yeah, and the main event is at my weight class. Josh Emmett, the freaking pulverizer, taking on Lerone Murphy. But back to Marab. I think you got some fun stuff for us, so let's get into
My
that.
my question is, does Merab do better or worse in the rematch than in the first matchup?
Oof. I can speak for myself. Any rematch that I have had, I do a lot better, and I'm hoping is going to be the same thing for Marab. Obviously, like O'Malley just put out this bit. I was like, is this an April's Fool's joke? I really can't tell. And he was saying all the things that he cut out of his life.
That's literally what I was about to get to
That's
next.
jokes. That's
Yeah.
jokes. Yeah, because I'm reading this on my way home from. I'm like driving from the training session. I'm at a red light, so I scroll. I see this, and I go. So which part did it say yeah? And I added in wrestling training session. I mean, of course, maybe he is. It's just funny that like
Yo.
everyone made such a big thing. Oh, he's changing his life. He's giving up the Mary Jane. I'm like, those are the things that technically made you who you are and a champion. So, like, for someone to tell me go cold turkey, no more drinking, blah blah blah, no edibles, nothing. I'm gonna look at him like, yo, bro, this is what got me here. Why would I? Why would I stop? Feel me?
So, okay, my follow-up question to that would be like, does what matters more? Like, is it just the training or does all that shit matter? Like, does it even have an impact on a training camp? Like, does smoking weed, jerking off, does that like actually negatively impact your training?
If you're gonna
He
wank
he's
it,
he said he hasn't jade the peen in 2025.
yeah, bro. It took me a while to decipher that. I was just like this. You know those memes with the all the math signs. I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about, and I'm like, I think this is what he means, but I'm not 100% sure. But thank you for clarifying.
But I'm just like, bro, like one, I've never heard anybody ever say it like that.
Yeah, me
And
either.
two, I'm like, that must be how like the the generation that is O'Malley fans, that must be like how they talk. Cause I've never fucking heard that in my life.
It's pretty funny, but it's different. But yeah, I don't know. Let me say this. I'm speaking from my own personal experience. Remember, I told the story about the John Jones meetup at the bar. Remember, I went to school with him my freshman year, his sophomore year, before he became a UFC fighter, and before that was even a thought. And we partied a lot, blah blah blah. He drops out. I transfer. I see all his videos and pictures of him doing cool shit in the cage, grappling matches, fighting, knocking people out, submitting them, and I'm like, yo, bro, I want to try this. I meet him. I'm thinking I got to live the life of a monk. I got to be super disciplined. I'm thinking this is what John Jones is doing. This is why he's killing these guys because he's just here when it comes to the mental and the sacrifice and everything, the dedication. And then I see him at the bar, maybe 2 or 3 fights into the UFC. He's probably got a fight like the week later, and he's getting smashed, drinking, having a good time, and he's offering me a drink. And I'm like, nah, I got to fight in 5 weeks. Wait, you're fighting like you're fighting like tomorrow, bro. Like I'm confused. What the hell is happening right now? And this changed my mindset. And I gave up all the things that I enjoyed in life that made training more enjoyable. But I was like, the sacrifice, the sacrifice. But then I realized it came down to the mental. Like if you believe that one drink or those 2 nights out on 2.5 weeks apart is gonna tear down an entire training camp, then maybe you just didn't prepare enough. So I think for some people, the mental side, the mental aspect of it, being in the right state of mind is the most important. So I can never knock that. Everyone is different. I don't think this is necessarily going to make a big difference for O'Malley, in my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I just don't think that's going to be the difference maker. It's the skill set. Can you deal with the pressure and the pace of a guy like Merab? And not a lot of guys can handle that. And if you could, you don't get to get a whole lot of offense off. And that's being unbiased. That's being an analyst of what I see him do to people in the octagon, and even being a firsthand victim of this brutal pace that he puts on people, and seeing him do it to countless other bantamweights, featherweights, and flyweights, and guys in the UFC. And when you see him do these to undefeated prospects at the time, you gotta wonder like, what is it going to take to beat a guy like that? And you got to have great conditioning, and of course, you got to be able to have some type of offense if you do stop the takedowns. Otherwise, you're on defense the entire time. So, not Jane the Peen, um, giving up marijuana. I don't know if those things actually will make a big difference. Maybe he'll feel better mentally that he did everything possible under the sun to get this win. But does that actually matter? I don't
Yeah,
think
like
so.
does that I don't I feel like you made a great point earlier. Like, yeah, all that's cool, but are you adding in wrestling?
That's it. I
Like
mean,
that's probably 99% what would make the biggest difference. And like that other shit is like not jaying the peen is 1%. Have you jayed the peen on a championship fight day
I haven't had
and
to.
won?
I haven't had to.
Did you jay the peen the day that you lost to O'Malley?
I didn't like do it myself, but yeah, I've done it for the wins. I've done it for the losses. Um, at the end of the day, it makes me feel relaxed. I can't speak for everybody else. So if I feel relaxed and I feel like I'm loose and I could be myself and have fun when I'm in there, shit, man. I don't think it's a terrible thing. And I've only done that like twice on fight day. So
Twice on the day of, like two
the
times
day
in the
of fight
same.
day, yeah. And
So
I will say I got I had submission of the year with Zabit. So I'm just saying there's I don't know. It,
wow.
so sometimes you have your best
The
performances.
bro, the rules of the universe don't apply to you. Mike Tyson doesn't have sex on fight day, and you do it, and then you go sub Corey Sandhagen in
Bro,
five
well, I,
seconds.
I didn't do it fight day for Corey Sandhagen, but to be fair,
Or
I used to be like Mike Tyson, Ali, Frazier, those guys that, they gave us the blueprint of what it takes to become the best boxer of all time, like or a great boxer, I should say, right? Um, but again, when I watch John Jones and see him do it, I come to realize, it's just mental. And then a really good wrestler in Kyle Dake, he was a NCAA champion in 4 different weight classes, the D1 division, and this guy would eat ice cream, and people are like, "You shouldn't be doing that." The weight cut, blah blah blah. He's like, "I eat ice cream because it makes me feel good." So I'm gonna do the stuff that makes me feel good because at the end of the day, you want to look good, feel good, fight good, look good, feel good, wrestle good, and that's what it's all about. So all
or
the taboo stuff that people try to put you into a box, like you can't do this. Oh, like Carlos Prates, you shouldn't be smoking ciggies. These guys smoking Lucy's the day of the fight, and not even like one. The man's damn near going through a whole pack
that
and
is fucking crazy.
putting guys in the ground. You feel me? So it's like I'm sitting here like, nah, it's got to be some type of method to the madness about the mental mind frame that you have to be in when you're going into the fight. And I think that's the most important thing. Like, are you comfortable? Are you happy? And if you're losing after that, then maybe you change some things up, what's going to make you feel more at peace in your mind.
Well, speaking of men who certainly don't seem to be held back by their sexual escapades when it comes to fight day, does Merab become the GOAT if he beats O'Malley?
Does he become the GOAT? That's a.
Because you have more title. I think it's between you, him, and Dominic Cruz. If he
Yes.
if he wins, I think it's between you three. I think I would give it to you personally because I think doing it in your era is more impressive. What you did, and you could get like, and then adding Merab into the conversation, he has one less title defense if he beats O'Malley,
Yes.
but he has a much longer win streak. So,
What's
or
his
maybe
win
not
streak at
much.
now? I forget.
I Let me check.
11 or
Maybe
12?
I don't. I think it's. I don't know why I feel like it's 13.
I know they didn't count one of his wins because it was a catch weight. I think it's
Okay.
the one with not John Dotson. Who did he fight? Gustavo. I think that was a catch weight at 140. So the same thing when
Okay.
I fought Henry Barrow, they didn't count it as a
One,
bantamweight win, which is so
two.
ridiculous. So I should technically have one more win at bantamweight, and Merab should have one more win at bantamweight as well. Um, that
So actually, he's on a 9. Wait, nah, it's more than that.
it's got to
One.
be. Are you on the UFC website? Because they'll have
Ye-
it. Or go
Wait,
to
one,
Typology.
two.
Go to Typology.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, wait. It's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven,
You were struggling after two. I was like,
8,
damn, he forgot how to
9,
count.
10, 11, 12. It's 12. My bad. Nah, because there was like 5 Sambo matches in a row,
Oh,
and I
okay.
was like, I was like,
But
um,
12 UFC wins.
one, two. Yeah, I think 12. So if he beats O'Malley, it's 13.
So it's
And then
13.
what was yours? Like 10?
I'm actually looking now because I'm curious. I don't even know.
That's crazy. You don't even know.
I know because we got this thing made and it says 8 fight win streak at a point. I forget at what point I got this made anyway. Um,
I thought you hit double digits though. I'm looking up
no.
yours.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
9. So okay, yeah. So longer win streak from Rob, less title defenses, and then more title defenses for you. So
How many how many champions has he beaten? Merab.
one, two, three, four. Was Marlon a champion?
No.
Four. Dodson was not a champion, right?
No.
Yeah, I think that's it.
12 fight
Four.
win streak is bananas, bro. So four?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it four? Let me look at. I'm looking at it right now.
It's
Aldo, Jan.
Aldo, Jan, Henry, Sean.
So he beat four former champions. I guess him beating O'Malley again would make it five. Um, where am I at? So I beat Barral. That was my first champion I ever fought. Former champ. That was one. Jan, two. TJ, three. Henry, four. So four champions also. But if you count the second Jan fight, it would make it five, but then you got to be like, well, are we gonna count the DQ? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
you actor.
you know, some say I got
I
a
always I
great
find
talent.
this compelling. I find this compelling to ask you because like
I think I don't know what I value more. Like, do I value more title defenses? But then if you have a situation like Merab where you killed so many guys in the division, and when I say killed, I'm not saying like you absolutely like annihilated. I'm just saying like you killed off so much talent in the division on your way to finally getting a title shot. That should count for something because a lot of those fights could have been championship performances or for a belt. You feel me? So I'm looking at it like that also. So because I'm so involved and entwined into the game, I kind of understand how to break it down a little bit. But so I think this comes down to just what people think is more important or more impressive to them. I do find it when you get to the belt though, it's a lot harder to keep the win streaks going for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because of the longer camps, um, because it's 5 rounds.
there's
It's
that. Plus, there's so much more like media during the fight week and shit. Like, I feel like it's just so much stress being champion
it's a lot. It's a lot
and
for sure.
just staying dialed when you have all these opportunities too. Like because you're champion.
Yeah. And I told Marab after he beat him, after he beat Umar, and I go, brother, I'm telling you right now, the only person who could beat you is yourself. I believe you're going to be the next title defense holder in the division as long as you keep training the way that you're training and believing in the way that you're believing in yourself. And I don't see any of these guys stopping you. Like that's such a hard physical attribute to just pick up overnight. You can do all the runs and sprints that you want. It's just different when you have a guy in front of you who's moving like that and putting that type of pressure and pace on you. Yeah, you might close the gap a little bit, but just know in rounds 4 and 5, you're gonna be feeling it. While this guy, you look over, he's still jumping around like an Energizer bunny. It's insane. Um, but yeah,
If you had, I feel like the training camp you'd have to do to like train from Rob is like all you do is like run and sprint every day, and then on the days you have one or two sparring days a week, and then every other day is like running and sprinting and just takedown defense, takedown defense, takedown defense, or like timing the knee for the takedown. Like if that's all you do, because like that's the only way I could see like how do you make up the cardio and handle the fucking takedowns like and the cardio necessary to like stop so many takedowns and not get tired.
yeah, it's not an easy out for anybody. So respect to all these guys he's fought because trust me, like I said, I know firsthand. Um, I don't know if I ever told this story. So this is one of my favorite stories about Merab because obviously during this time period, this is a couple years ago, maybe 2022. I believe I was still champ, maybe 2021, still champ, and we're training. Merab and I are training. We just finished sparring, but I forget where I just came from, like a little bit of a break, vacation, and it's a sparring day. I come in, we do 3 rounds. It was not a good 3 rounds for me, and mind you, so just to set the stage a little bit. Whenever Merab would spar, especially back then when we were both living full time in New York, like it was almost big brother, little brother, and there was always, even when he was doing good with the guys, it was like if he had to go spar me, it was like he knew like it was going to be a really really hard sparring session and probably get taken down, maybe controlled, submitted, whatever. But it always going to be fun because he gets up and then he's just back at you again. So this time we're sparring, and mind you, so I would always get the one up, even if it was close. I would always have like, like you remember the rounds, like even as training partners, like yeah, it's just training, but like, he got me today. I'm gonna try to get him next week. So now this time I come in and he gets the better of me. We have like a close round 1. Then like round 2, I'm fading. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. I get taken down. I'm getting mauled. I'm getting punched. I'm on all fours. He's punching me under my arms. And my head is just going like this. Dunk, dunk. I'm blocking it. And then he's breaking me down. I'm trying to stand up. At this point, I'm just holding onto his hands, trying to catch my breath. Okay, I get to round 3. I survive. Whatever. But it was more so the same exact thing as round 2. And at the end, I go sit down. And I'm just like, I'm spent. He comes over. He walks over while I'm sitting down. And he just goes like, he's got his hand on his waist. And then he's like wiping his beard and shit in the corner of his face. He's like, yeah, normally you get the better of me, but today is my day. Today is my day. Bro, I was crying,
Yo,
laughing inside, but I was also laughing out loud. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he just said that. That's the funniest thing because
I think I remember that.
it was like, it was true. It was his moment. It was like the younger brother finally beats up the older brother. And is just like, yeah, it's my turn now. What up, bitch? So, but yeah, it was good. So that even that put into perspective for me. I was like, yeah, I can't do to him like what I do to other guys, even when I'm out of shape and tired. So I think I gotta like start training before I jump into sparring sessions with him now. So it's my approach. Whenever he wants to spar, I gotta be like, give me a little time before I just jump in on the match because I know it's not gonna be good, and you're not gonna get anything out of it other than the enjoyment of punching my face. So yeah,
That's
that's
hilarious.
my Marab story.
That's
I
a
will never
great
forget that.
story.
Just because the look of the satisfaction on his face was just like, yeah, today is my day, bro. It's my day. It was like, my day.
That's so funny.
I'm like, Suka.
Uh, that's all I got, brother. Let's go, Merab.
Let's go, Merab. I said this facetiously on Twitter though, like making a joke, but I don't think this fight makes a ton of sense, but it is a fun fight still nonetheless. Obviously, O'Malley has one title defense. Then he was out allegedly with surgery, I believe. I don't stalk his page, so I don't know. This is what people were writing in the comments that he had surgery. But now he's coming back. Merab just fought a very tough title challenger in Umar Nurmagomedov. Had a great fight, tough fight, and now O'Malley's getting a chance for a rematch. I'm just curious to see what type of adjustment O'Malley has made since he's come back from his injury or alleged injury, and what's going to be his approach in this second fight. I don't know if there was any other viable next contender other than a rematch with Piotr Jan. Just again because Merab has cleaned out the division, it's like what else do you do with him? Maybe Pantoja, but that's where it's at. I think because of the name value that O'Malley brings, he's still an exciting fighter. If you give him what he wants, if you run into him, he's going to be a great counter fighter, hard to beat that way. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to see what type of adjustments he makes. Will he be coming forward this time and looking to push the action right out of the gate, or will it be more so a repeat of the first encounter? And I think that's probably what it's going to be. Maybe there's some different approach in the very first round, like a feel out process, and maybe he tries to not get taken down early. Maybe he tries to stay long, but at some point you got to pull the trigger. You got to engage, and that's where it gets tricky. If he gets in that engagement mindset and he gets his legs attacked, gets on the hips, then that's when that battery pack starts to get drained. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm not mad at this matchup. You know, he had one defense. I guess one is better than three, but it does warrant, a guaranteed rematch. So, uh, again, and not knocking O'Malley, if the UFC offers you something, a title shot, an opportunity, you take it. The same thing I said about Diego Lopez. It's not me against you or anything like that. It's literally just how the game is. So when you understand how the game works, you take the opportunities that you're given, especially if it makes sense where you're at in your career and if you're prepared for it, and hopefully good things can happen. But in this case, I ride for my boy, and Merab is going to get it done. I truly do believe that it's going to be another 50-45, or maybe this time Merab actually snatches his neck and gets the guillotine finish.
Facts. Shout out Funk Harbor.
Shout out the Funk Harbor. The Funk Harbor. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. All that. I'm going to go Jay the Peen.